everybody. My name's Cameron McIntosh. I want to welcome every single person here. Thank you so much for taking the public holiday to be with us. It's a great honour for us. Today's a very exciting day. A project that's been in the making for more than 7 years. So it's only fitting that it's on Women's Day. Up to this point, most of the work seems to be done by the men. But from this point onwards, I think most of the work is going to be done by the women. And I'll explain that as we go along. So, you know, the heart of Edgeley Hospital is trying to have a world-class centre of excellence where we make surgery as pleasant as possible. And that's really what this is all about. So thank you everybody for coming. Special thanks to our VIPs. It's quite significant that you be here on Women's Day when there's so many other events around the Eastern Cape. So let me just quickly run you through the program this morning. We've got half an hour worth of speeches. We have an operation in half an hour. A scalpel is going to be used to cut the ribbon. So the patient is waiting for us. The speeches cannot carry on too long. After that, I'll be taking the MEC and the Mayor on a tour, and then there'll be various groups after that. There is food available. We'll be handing that out as well. I'd like to ask you to please make sure that you are respecting all the COVID protocols. Okay, please. This is we are outdoors, but there's always a potential to spread COVID. After the hospital tour, there's some more eats and drinks, and then we're done for the day. So there are really two things I wanted to speak about today. One was to say thank you. The first thank you is to the shareholders of the property company that made this thing happen. I bought this 7 years ago. I only got the license 3.5 years later when I was lying in the ICU, and that gave me hope to really do something about this. But to my brothers, my father, family, thank you. To Johan, Teets and Tad, the videos in Bloemfontein and Kimberley and Marjan. Guys, thank you so much for being a part of that. It's a great help to have that. Then the second thank you is to Hubert. Hubert's been an amazing leader for this whole project. Hubert, thank you. Hubert has led the team with Laurie right behind him. Laurie, you and your builders, thank you very much. The rest of the professionals, I can't name them all, but we've made an amazing documentary about the story about Edgeley Hospital. So today we're doing the last little bit of filming of that. I wanted to say that within this group of lawyers, accountants, engineers, architects, everybody, we only had to speak to one person outside of Port Elizabeth. And that excites me about the project. It's amazing that Rian was the only out of PE expertise we had to bring in. So guys, it's a real great thing for our city. Well done to everybody involved in making this actual physical building happen. You has the gold make the rules. Jacques, thank you. Investec. You guys have been phenomenal. You sponsored today's event as well. Thank you. This is just the starters. We've got bigger fish to fry still. In terms of the Department of Health, MEC, I really wanted to thank you for what you guys have done and how you've helped us to bring this over the line. I don't really want to single one person out, but there is one lady in your department who led our people she's a star. She's done so well, she's so professional, and I want to really commend her. Well done to you and your department. The next thank you is to the staff. We had 958 applicants for 26 positions. So we've created 26 brand new jobs in the city. Not only in what Laurie and them have done with all the building and the jobs that were created, but we've got permanent, well-paid jobs. And more than 6 weeks ago, we had our little opening function for our staff. And it was quite an emotional day for me because we had people speaking about the fact that they've never had a job in their life. We have all the colors of the rainbow, all the languages of South Africa. It's amazing to see how this team has gelled. And again, I'm not going to easily single people out there. Elsie, thank you for our mate and what she's done. For her to, at the young age, lead a new project is fantastic. So I'm not sure where Elsie is, but thank you very much. The other thank you from the staff is Alex Cooks. Alex left his life in KwaZulu-Natal. We met, we shook hands, we had a coffee, and that was a done deal. He's a man of great honor, true to his word. Alex, where are you? Thank you very much. Yeah, I just thank the staff that they've taken this leap of faith to believe in the dream that we have. So thank you for that. I've got two more thank yous to do. The one is for my colleagues, because if it wasn't for the 10 other specialists who brought in on this. So Clayton, Natasha, Deshni, Nico, Jock, Severe, who else is here? Ernest is working. Got to get up there to the top, kind of. Ivan and Christian Ivan. And our partners, rock on this whole thing. Guys, thank you very much. I know that nothing would have happened if you guys hadn't brought in on this thing. You know, they're 10 of 80 people who actually had the guts to stand up and say they're going to do it. So thank you very much, and I really hope we're going to make a great success of this project. And then the last but not least is to my family, my wife and my 3 kids. Thank you for standing by. Thanks to the Spear Arts Foundation, the ladies from Spear, Karen and Myrna, thank you so much. If you find a piece of art you like, you can buy it. And then the last thing is, I want to introduce you to a very special lady. This lady is somebody who has been created by the marginalized, previously disadvantaged women of our society. And that's Edgy the Hedgehog. You'll see a whole lot of edgies all around the place. You're welcome to help yourself to an edgy, only if you're going to give it to a kid, or you are a kid, or you are a kid at heart. So we've got different prototypes because our judges are arriving as from tomorrow. All those kids who are coming in for grommets or tonsils or teeth getting pulled by our dentists get to have an edgy. And they'll judge which edgy is the coolest one, whose hair can stand up, or a little one like this. But yeah, each one's very unique. We haven't bought this from China. This is made in Quebec. And the uniqueness about it is each of us are unique. We don't want to be like each other always. So we don't want to mass produce stuff. And we have our blemishes, and we have our mistakes, and we have our faults. That's what makes us humans. So I really hope that Edge Day Hospital is a uniting force in our city, in our nation, inspires you to go out there and live out your dream. And so on that note, I just want to say thank you very much for everyone who's involved and made this thing become a reality. And now the hard work starts. I'd like to call on the mayor to say a word before we have the meeting.
Unfortunately, I forgot my speech. I don't know where to start because I stand here as the mayor, but the Macintosh, I think we come a very long way, and I think many of you might not understand that. I work with Graham in Parliament, and when I was inducted in Parliament, he taught me a lot of things about Parliament. To me, it is so personal and sentimental because you taught me some fundamental things about service, for the decorum of Parliament, the history of Parliament, and why the structures are there. And I think some of the problems we have today is because many people do not understand what to do. That when you are a public servant, you are honored to serve. It is the goodwill of the people. Not because they are so smart or you're a doctor or something, or you have a qualification, but the people, because of their goodwill, they trusted their hope, the future, and the prosperity of their children into you. And you said to me, you must serve the people of the city. And I think that has always been a canvas to me. You introduced me to Cameroon, and this white man was trying to speak Zulu. And when I want to brag to my friends, I say, do you know that I have a friend called the doctor? Then I just call Cameroon. And when I arrived here today and the MEC, I felt like, hey, you are going to be missed, and I'm going to be missed. All these people are going to call themselves doctors. And I've arranged a certificate, and you must call me doctor also. Colleagues, it's a wonderful day for the people of the city today that we opening this hospital in Cameroon. We've had a long discussion about it, and I didn't think that it's going to happen. I said, I know this white man from Devon, which is that we can change things, and we're here today, opening the Edge Day Hospital. And I'm so proud on behalf of the people of the city that under the difficult conditions that are currently confronted with, at least there's a glimmer of hope. These things inspire us because our constitution speaks about building a non-racial and non-sex system of prosperity. And what this means to us is prosperity. That at least we won't something. Even under difficult times that our economy is facing, with our economy was less than 0.8%. And the unemployment rate is 42% in the city. 52% of our people have given up looking for jobs. 5% of our people cannot put bread in their table. 70% of the people of the Eastern Cape rely on social grants. Therefore, if we talk about prosperity, we need to still have a long way. And we can do it together. And we're a reflection of that kind of country. If we look at the people here, if we teach our children that South Africa is a great country, and we can only begin if we take an oath to swear to our constitution that we commit to build a truly non-racial, non-sexist, and prosperous world. We're not doing it for ourselves. What we're doing it for the children of Cameroon, my children, and the children. South Africa needs all of us to do. If we don't hold hands, our future and the future of our children. What is happening is there. It's something we must never forget. Regardless where we come from, we must unite behind our leadership to make sure that the future of our children is good. And I think the Edge Day provides us that. We say together, we're going to build a city, we're going to build a province, we're going to build a country for all of us and for our children. We'll do everything into our power to make sure that we create an available infrastructure. And I'm so proud to say our city is at work. Our city is in construction. It's all about the city. It's all about leadership. I think Cameroon has shown us leadership. And we need more Cameroons to inspire that kind of work. There's no place we can go to. South Africa belongs to all of us. Thank you.
So, terwyl ons nou al die tale praat, gaan ek sommer ook vir die MEC vra om asseblief op te kom, so sy vir ons ook 'n woordjie kan spreek.
Yes, I need an iPad. I have one. Good morning, good people.
Good morning.
Good morning, Doc. The Honorable Executive Mayor of our city, and staff members, partners in healthcare, invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, Siyanibulisa, siyavuya that Cameroon can speak Zulu, so we can also speak our own Xhosa. We are happy to be here today as the Department of Health of the Eastern Cape Province, because it's a very important day in the history of South Africa. As we all know that women of this country under very difficult times then, they marched across color, across race, across political affiliation, when there was a monster and a big elephant in the room of saying even women must have pass laws wherever they go. So they protested for women's rights and equality. This day is not just a mere public holiday, but rather a day to remind us of the powerful impact that women have in our society. Our ruling party, the government of the day, said this year is dedicated to Mama Charlotte Maxeke, who would have turned 100 years this year. Mama Charlotte Maxeke is an icon, a beacon of excellence, having been the first black woman, an African woman to go to university and obtain a degree. This event also gives us an opportunity to serve the women of our country, the women of our city. As we all know, they are the majority and they are the most vulnerable group of the citizens of our country. We are saying congratulations to you, Mr. McIntosh, Doc, with your team, for coming to present another facility for our women, in particular, who are in majority, and the people of the Eastern Cape in general, with a facility that is state of the art. I agree with you to say not many times as government we are able to provide the best services, in particular the tertiary health services, which we'll be getting from this facility. I'm happy to be part of this event, and I am saying because we are faced with this COVID-19, I'm inviting you to join hands, try to allocate space for COVID-19 patients, because we are worried about the numbers that keep on rising in the Nelson Mandela and Sarabatma. Well done to the team that put together this wonderful facility, and it's another opportunity for better healthcare service to the people of the Eastern Cape. And we have decided when we started this financial year to say this year is a year to strengthen collaborations and partnerships, in particular the private sector, to provide effective and efficient healthcare service. So welcome to that partnership. And as we've said, we still got a long way to go. I agree with you. Now that we found you as government, we shall never let you go. Because we don't need to compete, but to complement each other. As we gather here today, the Eastern Cape Department of Health is engulfed by two major pandemics, coronavirus and the scourge of gender-based violence. The pandemic continues to wreak havoc in the lives of our people, leaving destruction of the life through death and semi-permanent disability caused by long COVID-19 disease. Also impacts negatively on economic activities, with the brunt of this being borne by the most vulnerable in our communities. To date, over 2 million South Africans have been infected by the COVID, and that is causing us serious pain, as we have lost more than 12,000 people through this. Women, as usual, have been the most affected by this deadly virus and its multiple impacts. As I stand here, I'm one of those victims. I was infected by COVID. Even if you recover, but you remain having some almost chronic, I don't want to say because I'm not a doctor, but they remain for the longest time, those impacts of this COVID. This adds to already existing challenge context wherein women struggle for transformation and towards realization of constitutional ideals of gender equality and human rights. According to the statement of the UN Executive Director for Women, Dr. Phumzile Mlambo, I quote, during the pandemic, the world saw an increase in acts of violence against women and girls and lost learning for girls, school dropouts, rates, care responsibilities, and child marriage. rise, close quote. This convergence of these two pandemics, COVID-19 and African violence, play out in the current context of an unfavorable financial situation, impeding our capability to render quality care to our people. The COVID-19 pandemic has helped us to review and reflect on our health care delivery models and systems, and has brought us together, both as public and private health sectors, which is something that is good that we've learned from this pandemic, that working together, indeed, we do more. We are saying then there is necessary strategic responses that are needed from this pandemic with the limited resources of the public sector, and unfortunately creating opportunity costs, threatening implementation of other health programs. In our recent departmental strategic planning session, we were reminded of the following painful financial realities. That one, budgetary constraints will likely continue across the next 3 years as influenced by the limited national fiscus. Number two, departmental financial management practices are grossly affected by medical legal claims. If you can tackle that, it would ease pressure on other strains in the department. And I believe this issue of medical legal claims is not only affecting the public sector, it is also affecting the private healthcare. However, our commitment as government to the citizens remain our motivation to strive for excellence despite these pressures. We continue to pride ourselves with the workforce that is alive and responsive to the needs of our clients and continue to dedicate themselves to saving lives. I'm assured that we are ready to be the agents of change towards quality healthcare services for all the people of the Eastern Cape, irrespective of their social standing. We are all singing from the same tune that medical legal claims are heavily draining our fiscus. Medical care is a highly litigated service as it comes with some or so many risks. Private practice is not defended by sector. I invite the private sector engagement and partnerships so that we can learn and exchange ideas on how the private sector, such as EDGE, manages or intends to mitigate such risks. The forward planning and efficiencies that has been demonstrated during this project by the infrastructure team that has put up this beautiful facility are impressive and highly commendable. As recent as in April this year, there was no driveways here, and they are still building the water boreholes. I'm on Instagram, and I did see the videos by Dr. McIntosh. I must equally commend a comprehensive approach of including water provision ideas in the planning of this facility. Equally commend the strong psychosocial approach to the overall clinical package offered here and carried through in the landscape use that we have just seen. And because we don't have a lot of time, we want to say we are your partner, or you are our partner. We shall work together to improve the lives of the people of the Eastern Cape. And our current COVID infection statistics show that the number of new and active cases and hospitalizations have increased in the current week compared to the previous week. However, the number of deaths has decreased by 7.1%. More than 60% of the new and active cases are from Nelson Mandela Metro and Sarabatman. And the rapid increase in cases from the previous week is scary. Let us all go out there to be ambassadors of non-pharmaceutical interventions for COVID-19, as well as the vaccination program. Ubuntu Betu responds better when they see, respond better when they see that you believe in the product that you are selling. So we must tell the people vaccination is safe to administer, and people must be vigilant and stay safe by observing the protocols and implementing the NPIs. In closing, I continue to echo and affirm our theme of this year's policy speech, that indeed, I quote, this is the year to strengthen collaborations and partnerships in the era of COVID-19 to protect, promote, and improve health in honor of Mama Charlotte Nqaba. Congratulations once more, and I thank you.
Thank you for those inspiring words. Carry on like that, I'm going to build another hospital in the city. In the theme of these late, there's a bit of rain coming. Lord blessing on us, just as much as by far the majority of our staff are ladies, so too are our organisers of this event. So thanks guys very much for the effort you guys put in at such late notice. Appreciate it. So guys, it's time for our first official non-doctor operation. We have a ribbon to cut, but just like Colleen, my assistant in theatre, the MEC is going to have the May as her assistant as she takes a scalpel to cut through the red ribbon. So I'm going to walk out with them first, and then you can gather around and watch us operating in the rain. Otherwise, from my side, I'm just going to say once again, thank you very, very much for a great day, and go on.
Can I stand here? You want to squeeze it? I'm going to try to take a photo underneath the arm. Okay. Thank you. Okay, let's see my goat. Sorry.
We're going to. I'm going to give you assistant account. He has to. No, not yet. I want to wear that. You want to put a mask on? Hey, the doctor.
And you said you want to be one.
I'll like that. You tell us what to say. You're going to have a glove on as well. You're going to hold the one side. So guys, this is it's fitting. I think this is a gynae scalpel. I don't use such big scalpels. I use small ones. So, during and after. Okay, so before, if you guys can just stand there.
So I think that's the best.
Nobody must go and ask whether I got a medical certificate. You're only here.
Okay, you ready, eh? Are you ready?
Looking up, looking up. Don't catch it, don't catch it. First look at me. First look at me. I need a picture beforehand. Okay, go.
Okay, can you cut?
Okay, cut.
Yeah, cut. 2, 3, and go. Awesome. So I'm going to start the first of the small tours, and then we'll just be going through. Just briefly, downstairs is the hospital and upstairs are my consulting rooms. And one of the things that's key about it is on the far side of the consulting rooms is the integrated television studio. Because we're very into wanting to teach through the hospital. So there are video cameras that go upstairs to the production room. But we'll, yeah, you can take them. Hey, well done.